Hi friends, thanks for coming to the tutorial for how I made the cut files that I used for Scrapbot, my mini album last week. So if you don't already have the robot cut file by Paige, you can find it at the Silhouette Design Store or at her Etsy shop, Paige by Paige. And once you have it open on your mat, I like to make a copy just off to the side to start with in case something messes up and I want to go back to the beginning. But basically what we want to do is edit the robot, remove all the cut lines from the tummy area because that's where I made a pocket to hold my mini albums. So you want to select the cut file and release the compound path and then drag out any of the pieces that would cut that we don't need. All the sort of wheels and cogs on the tummy, we want that all to be empty so that we can place a pocket there for the project the way I designed it. I mean, you might do it differently, but if you do want to also have a pocket on the front of your robot, this is how you're going to go about it. So you can click and drag your mouse if it's an arrow and just hit the delete key to delete a whole bunch of pieces all at once. Or you can point at them and drag them off the page. If you make an oopsie, just use your back arrow to put that piece back in place. The one more little piece there, we'll erase those. We don't need them. And there you're left with the cut file that I used for the front of the robot in my project. So we'll put them back together. We'll make him a compound path. And we'll just delete that extra one that I had made as a backup. And we'll push this one off the side of the mat and use a copy of it to make the back of the robot. So what's different about the back of the robot is we just want to remove the robot face. Because in that space, I use fringing scissors to make the robot's hairdo. I mean, you want to be creative and do it however you think you'd like your robot to look. Maybe your robot has curly hair and you want to make a bunch of flowers or pile up a bunch of alphabets. Maybe you're making a teacher robot. But in my case, I made a little square that I cut separately and taped fringed pieces of paper onto it to signify a little robot hairdo. And I did that by just using the shape tool and the one with the rounded edges, and made a little square that would fit basically where I thought the hair would be. I didn't want to go edge to edge. I did want some of the white cut file to show. And this isn't going to be cut out of the back. I'm just placing it there to get a size that I want it. And then I'm going to move it off my robot so that it actually doesn't cut that piece out. Now the bottom part of Scrapbot, as I designed it, was a shaker, a faux shaker, so to speak, because I didn't pop it up with any foam. But again, just use your shape tool to make a box with rounded edges. And once you have it, you're going to put it back together using the compound path tool. So select it all and make it a compound path. And so that's the back of the robot as I designed it. Let's make it a color. I'll make it pink. So you can see the top is going to be just a square block. The bottom's going to cut that opening so that I could make a shaker box. And the front is just got an empty tummy because that's where I've made a pocket. All the further details about putting the robot together are at my blog today, and I'm going to leave a link in the description box So if you did want to see how to make the pocket or the stand that my robot stands in, because I wanted to display it on a shelf, then you can take a boo there, kellymadeit.com, for all the details regarding the pocket and the stand. Now the only other thing I want to do in the Silhouette Design Studio is remove everything from the cut file so that I could cut just the shaped outline. And I cut 7 of those and glued them all together to ensure that my robot was sturdy enough to stand up. And then once I paper backed the front and back cut files, I glued them to just the plain shape, if that makes sense. If you have any questions, please just leave a comment and I'll be happy to help you. So when you release the compound path, you can't just drag out the outer line, because what you'll be missing is the shape between the robot and the arm that's held up, and you want that to cut out. So once you make a copy, again, you're just going to drag out everything except for that part that cuts out around the arm and the robot. So you can take your time, you can drag out each piece one at a time, or select everything together and use your delete key. Either way, it works fine. Now I didn't remove the cut file parts that are in the antenna at the top above the robot's head, because I actually wanted the coils to be cut out. And it's nice if you cut out, I cut out 7. I mean, you could cut out less or more depending on the paper you use, but it's nice to be able to work with a really sturdy robot. You know it's going to stand up in the stand and it's not going to flip-flop around after you've done all the work. And so we're almost there. Just a couple more pieces. There's the shoulder. And I just used white glue to glue together all of the robot outlines. And that held very well. So once you have all the pieces knocked out or moved out, make your outline a compound path again. And now that's going to be all the pieces you cut out to sandwich in between the front cut file and the back cut file. If you want to just take a peek here at what it's going to look like, we can move the back of the robot over top of the interior of the robot. If I get my robot pieces in the right place here. So that's going to be the back of the robot. And in there you're going to have your shaker. Up there you're going to make some hair. And then you've got the front of the robot. And these are the pieces that you're going to backfill with your favorite paper collection. So let's take a peek at what the front looks like over top of your interior pieces. Just going to put the green part in the back, arrange send to the back, and there you go. There's the front of your robot. So be sure to visit kellymadeit.com if you want to see how the pocket is made for the front and how the stand was made with probably tools you have at hand. You just need some mat board, and I have a link to a Sizzles product that I used at my blog. So thanks so much for being here. Likes and subscribes are appreciated. Please leave me any questions you might have down below. And I have some close-ups coming along so you can see the finished Scrapbot. Have a great week. See you soon. Bye-bye.